See, and
And
to me, I think that the system. So I vote and participate in the system because it is the active system. I don't call myself any party politic person. I'm not a Democrat or a Republican. At times where I've had to serve, I've had to pick one because it was the position I was in. So I picked one, but my alliance is not really based on a system that I think does not have my best interest, no matter what party you look at. So
okay.
therefore, I am against the system. The system is right now divided up into parties, but it's under the same system. And so therefore, my argument is which part of the system or activity, what activities in the system. So much more, I would probably say a policy. I believe in policy politics more than I do party politics. And right
Eh,
now we're in identity politics, which is even worse because that means you're not paying attention to the policies. You're identifying with a person.
Well, identity politics is not necessarily, I don't think necessarily a person, but on their side it is. But I think identity politics is you identify with your group.
Well, identity
Um,
politics in is
and that is and that could be good or bad. I mean, if I identify with my group and I want to protect my group or
what's that?
protect the group,
Identity politics is not necessarily. I guess I don't define it as the group as much as that does the person. Like for example, everybody, even when you hear the criticism go back and forth, they're defending and criticizing Biden, or they're defending and criticizing um, um, Obama. And I think in 2008 we moved from party politics to identity politics
but
because the feeling was everybody voted for Obama because he was black. And
mhm.
I was like, no, that the people were not voting, and that's where things, because they hated him because he was black. That's when identity politics kind of shift. That's when things shifted in 2008.
Yeah, but that is not based on him as an individual. That's based on him from the group he comes from. So identity politics, in a very general sense, is where people or organizations advocate based on their shared social identity, such as race, gender, religion, or sexual orientation. That's where identity politics come in. And so identity politics is based on groupthink versus individual think. And I think what the individual is based on, I would say, a cult sort of ideology, if you will, but identity politics is based on a groupthink, and
Okay.
that's what they. And so the identity politics comes up when they say we're not going to vote for Obama just because he is black, or we're going to vote for Obama just because he is black. That's the identity because what group you identify with, and it's based on a group identity.
Okay, and so I would narrow that to the point where we have risen beyond that to vote for a character, a charismatic leadership, and that identity is what I'm referring to.
Yeah, but that's a cult.
Okay, well then, cult. We
Yeah,
can call it cult, whatever you want to
yeah,
call it.
that's a cult. I mean, what's going on now with Donald Trump is a cult.
Hmm.
So, but I would say that with the Democratic Party right now, for instance, people did not follow Biden just because his name was Joe Biden. They were following him because based on the policies or what they believe he is going to do. And at one point, those very people said, "Hey, when he's no longer able to serve my needs, we're going to get rid of him," which they did. And
Hmm.
so that's not a cult. It wasn't based on him as an individual. Now, Donald Trump, what's going on with that movement has always been based on they changed their identity, they changed their policy, they changed what they believe in based on this one individual.
Hmm.